What up, Screwbies? This is your boy, K-Swine. Going to give you my WrestleMania 37 predictions. First matchup on the card, we got the Tag Team Turmoil match with Naomi and Lana versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus the Riot Squad, which is Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott versus Natalya and Tamina. My prediction for the winner of that match will be the Riot Squad. And the winner of that match goes on to face the tag team champions of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. And I also think the Riot Squad will win that match as well. Second matchup on the card is friend versus friend, foe versus foe. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. I believe Kevin Owens will win that match over Sami Zayn. Next matchup on the card is the Intercontinental Championship match between Big E and Apollo Crews in a Nigerian drum fight. Don't know exactly what a Nigerian drum fight is, but I believe Big E, because he's being pushed, is going to win that match and retain the championship. Next matchup is Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. And because they have been pushing Cesaro for quite some time now, I believe Cesaro will win against Seth Rollins. Next matchup on the card is the United States Championship match with the champion Riddle versus Sheamus.
Joey Compton farted.
In my opinion, I think Sheamus should win, but I know that the WWE is going to probably get Riddle to retain the title because they're pushing him as well. Next matchup is the steel cage match between Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon. I think history will repeat itself as far as Shane McMahon matches go. He's going to entertain, he's going to high fly, he's going to take risks, but in the end, the big man Braun Strowman will win the steel cage match against Shane McMahon. Next matchup, we got Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus Miz and Morrison, because they're going to promote Bad Bunny's music and culture, and they're also pushing Damian Priest. I say Bad Bunny and Damian Priest will win against Miz and Morrison. Next matchup on the card is going to be the Raw Women's title match against Asuka, the champion, versus Rhea Ripley. My opinion, I think Rhea Ripley is still too new, and Asuka will retain the Women's Championship in that matchup. Next matchup is the ongoing rivalry for a few years now. We got The Fiend versus Randy Orton. I for one, because Randy Orton is my #1 guy, would love to see him win. But because The Fiend / Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton had a WrestleMania match before, Randy Orton won the previous one. So I think The Fiend is going to win this one. And it's going to end the rivalry. This is going to be the final match between Randy Orton and The Fiend. Next matchup is the Raw Tag Team title match between the Tag Team Champions of New Day and AJ Styles and Omos. I think AJ Styles and Omos are going to win the Tag Team Championship, because a win for them will do more for Omos' career than another victory for the 11th-time Tag Team Champions. The next matchup is the SmackDown Women's title match between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I think this one's a no-brainer. They've been pushing Bianca Belair for quite some time, and she is the Royal Rumble winner. So Bianca Belair will walk away as the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And then we get on to the big boys. We got the WWE Championship match between the champion almighty Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. I don't think the almighty era is going to end. It's going to keep going, keep rolling. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be a good fight, but Bobby Lashley will win in the end. And then you have the main event, the Universal Championship match between the big dog, head of the table Roman Reigns, the rated R superstar Edge, and the leader of the Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan. The way I see this match going is because Roman Reigns is still on a very good roll with his character and his heel run, that I believe that Edge is going to win the match, but he's going to pin or submit Daniel Bryan. So Roman Reigns still looks strong, but Edge wins the championship. And I also have a prediction other than that, because I've heard rumors that they might bring the big gold World Heavyweight Championship belt back. So if Edge does win, Edge is going to bring that championship back into the fold. Well, there you go, folks. There's K-Swine's predictions for WrestleMania 37. Enjoy the show. We'll see you next time right here on 321 Screw. See you.
What up, folks? Captain Bill here. I'm going to throw my WrestleMania 37 predictions at you. I'm sure you've just heard all of the many questionable choices that Kyle gave. So, I'm going to give you mine. So, to start off in the Tag Team Turmoil match, which is going to feature Naomi and Lana versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus the Riot Squad versus Natalya and Tamina, and it's not been official yet, but I believe also is going to include Billie Kay and Carmella. It's just my extra little prediction, but I believe the Riot Squad is going to win and go on to face Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's title. And I think that the Riot Squad is going to win the titles from Baszler and Jax. So, we have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. I'm going with Kevin Owens for the victory in that one. We have the Intercontinental Championship with Big E versus Apollo Crews in the Nigerian drum fight. And, oh, God, man, I'm telling you what, man, when I think back of all the past Nigerian drum fights that I have seen, there has been some wars, some real, just wars, battles. I'm just kidding. I don't know what the hell a Nigerian drum fight is, to be honest with you, but whatever it is, Big E's going to win it. So, and we have Cesaro versus Seth Rollins, and I believe Cesaro is going to get the victory in this one. He's going to put the swing on Seth Rollins once again. We got the U.S. title featuring everyone's favorite bro, Riddle, versus Sheamus. Riddle gets the victory in this one. We have Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. Even though steel cage match is Shane's sort of specialty, I think, I'm going to go with Braun for the victory. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus Miz and Morrison. Of course, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest are going to win this because, well, they're trying to push that whole thing, and get more eyes on the stuff. I understand, but yeah, it's going to be Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. The Raw Women's title is going to feature Asuka taking on Rhea Ripley, who has made her appearance, and I believe Rhea Ripley is going to take the belt from Asuka. Yes, I do. Kyle thinks it's too soon. I think the timing is just right. Rhea Ripley, as a heel, is going to defeat Asuka and be the new Raw Women's Champion. And then she'll probably feud with Charlotte for a little while once Charlotte comes back. Now we have The Fiend versus Randy Orton. I go with The Fiend. I think The Fiend's winning. I think there's going to be some sort of twist to this. There's going to be something. I don't know what it is. I've heard some rumors. One of them is that the Fiend that we've seen returned isn't Bray Wyatt, but is actually Bo Dallas. And Bray Wyatt is going to appear as the regular Fiend, and they're both going to be there, and Bo Dallas is going to be part of it. This is a rumor I heard. I don't know. I've also heard rumor that this is going to be a squash match, and I hope that's not the case, because that would be a silly ending to this, rivalry that's gone on for a while. But however, I do think the Fiend ultimately is going to win it and get his WrestleMania victory to, avenge the loss he had to Randy Orton. The Raw Tag Team titles, New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos. New Day's going to keep it. I'm sorry, AJ Styles is amazing, but, Omos, he's a big guy. He's not, he's not tag team champion stuff. I'll be disappointed if AJ and Omos win. I'll be that. I think New Day's going to retain anyways, but just, Now, the SmackDown Women's title, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. Oh, the EST is going to be the champion. That's what I'm telling you. You see C-Roy in the background, walking around, stumbling like a zombie. Damn kid. And then we have the two big matches: the WWE Championship, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. Honestly, I think Drew's going to win. I think because there's going to be a crowd, at this WrestleMania, and Drew, he didn't get that WrestleMania victory in front of a crowd last year like he should have, and I think this is going to be them giving him that WrestleMania victory in front of a crowd again. Lashley will probably get it back soon, quickly, but I think Drew gets the victory at WrestleMania. And then the Universal Championship, Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan. And my prediction on that one is Daniel Bryan. Edge signed a 3-year deal. He's going to be around. He's going to have his opportunities. They're seems like they're even kind of turning him maybe a little heelish also. Daniel Bryan, honestly, I think this is Daniel Bryan's probably going to be his last WrestleMania. I mean, just being honest, my opinion. And I think this is them giving him that big WrestleMania moment that he has never had in his Hall of Fame worthy career. Well, I mean, he did, but still, they're giving, I'm saying not that he never had, just giving him one more, giving him another one, to go out. Because this is his farewell. So, Daniel Bryan, I think, wins the triple threat. So, there you have it. Those are my predictions for WrestleMania 37, two-night spectacle taking place this weekend on Peacock. So, maybe, let's see how many of them I get right. So, I'm going to say, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and tap that bell icon so you get all the updates on all the new stuff that we've kept putting out. So, I bid you all adieu, and I'm going to turn it over to Big Shot Joe, and let's hear what his stupid-ass predictions are.
What's up, everybody? This is Big Shot Joe here, bringing you my WrestleMania 37 predictions. So, I know Captain Bill already went and Kyle already went, and I agree with Kyle, and I agree with Bill, but what I say matters. Okay, so, WrestleMania Card. I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to kind of do them out of order here, One I'm looking forward to, Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. I think Cesaro's going to win. I think they're finally going to give him that big push. He's going to beat somebody like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is an established champ already. So, I mean, he's already a big name. So, I think Cesaro's going to finally go over. The IC Championship match with Big E versus Apollo Crews and Captain Bill had to remind me of, a Nigerian drum fight. I have no clue what that means, but I'm going to go with home field advantage. I'm going to say not Big E. I'm going to say Apollo Crews. Just my prediction. No. Here's one I'm okay with. I get it. They're reigniting a feud that's been on and off for probably 100 years. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. I think it'll be a good match. And obviously KO's going over. KO's going. But my question is like, I thought he'd be involved in some type of bigger match at Mania. Anywho, so we have the tag team turmoil. Excuse me. It's going to be Naomi and Lana You got Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Get the Riot Squad. Natalya and Tamina. I'm going with veterans. I'm going with Natalya and Tamina. Just because. No reason. Just because. That's it. Alright. So, of course, this would be more of an attraction match. Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman. I'm inside of a steel cage. I want to say, you know what, Strowman is the obvious pick, but you know what? I think Shane O'Mac's going to have a little bit of a wild card up his sleeve, and I think this feud will go on for a little bit. I think Shane McMahon's going to beat Braun Strowman. That was my reason.
That's a huge bitch.
All right. The Raw Women's title, Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's ending Asuka's reign. Rhea Ripley is white hot on fire in NXT. So when she made the jump over to Raw, it was only a matter of time. It's her time. So the Fiend versus Orton, of course it's got to be the Fiend. There's been such a build-up with Alexa Bliss and Orton going back-to-back, and the Fiend's going to win. I hope it's not true to certain rumors I've been hearing from Captain Bill about it's supposed to be a squash match, but I hope not. But Fiend's winning, hands down. Then you got the SmackDown Women's title, or SmackDown Women's Championship. You got Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair won the 30-woman Royal Rumble. She's the obvious choice. They need to push over the next big female competitor. And she's very unique. She's very strong. She's got what it takes. So I think it's going to be Bianca Belair. And then I think... Oh, yes. Bro! U.S. Champion. Matt Riddle. He's going to defend it against the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. It's going to be Riddle. Riddle, I think, is going to hold on to the U.S. title for a little bit. I don't think Sheamus is going to win the U.S. title at WrestleMania. I think Matt Riddle's going to retain to make him look stronger as a U.S. champion. So, that light is so blinding. Alright, and then we got the two main event championship matches.
You never said who's going to win the women's tag team championship.
Oh, the women's tag team
Yeah.
championship.
You just said who was going to win the turmoil, and now they go on to face the tag team champions.
And then, okay, so then there you go. So my prediction on that. Okay, well, I'm going to go with Tamina and Natty on that one.
You also never gave a prediction for the
Miz
Bad Bunny match.
It's going to be Bad Bunny.
You didn't give a prediction on the New Day match.
Okay.
No, you were on to the two main events. You said you were ending it.
I was going. Sorry, Bill. Okay, so the Miz and Bad Bunny and all that shit. I would say Bad Bunny's going to win. It's a kind of an obvious choice. He's been around for a few months now, since Royal Rumble, one of those pay-per-views, and they're making him so relevant on wrestling. He's a diehard wrestling fan, and he's popular in Puerto Rico, and it's good for WWE for the exposure, and so he's going to win. Plus, Damian Priest, he's involved in it. He's tagging up with him, and they're going to make Damian Priest look good. That's my prediction on that. So, and I touched on the women's championships and all that.
You still haven't gave a women's tag team championship prediction.
Natalya and Tamina win the turmoil, and then they beat Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I'm sorry, I thought I said that.
No. What about the men's tag?
The New Day versus AJ. They're probably going to give it to AJ. AJ and Omos. Why not? Omos needs to do something. I mean, I know he can't wrestle much, but he's a big dude. Vince McMahon likes his big dudes. Alright. WWE Championship match. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. I like how Bill said it, first time in front of a crowd and everything, but I kind of want to see Bobby Lashley retain. I want to see Bobby Lashley hang on to the strap for a little bit. kind of let him go with it. It was long overdue for him, as far as I was concerned, even from his first run. And the Universal Championship, my final prediction: Roman Reigns, the champion, versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan. I like Bill's idea as far as Daniel Bryan finally, getting another chance to have another WrestleMania moment and all that, but I think Roman Reigns is going to retain. Something's going to happen. Roman Reigns is going to retain. Because like you said, Bill, Edge signed a 3-year deal. He can get his opportunity. And then you got Daniel Bryan. Yeah, he may be his last WrestleMania or not, but I think Daniel Bryan, I don't think he's going to win. So, that's my predictions. I could be wrong. So, this has been Big Shot Joe from 321. Gave my WrestleMania 37 predictions with the help of Captain Bill. And, yeah, so subscribe. There you go. So, subscribe. Hit the bell. Give us a like for 321 Screw on YouTube. I'm done. And then